Lakers win a shootout with the Mavs. They go 4-0 in group play for the NBA Cup. They'll be advancing to the quarterfinals. They will play the San Antonio Spurs. We'll get into that later. They've now won 6 games in a row. They are 14-4, and this one was not easy.
The basketball world just witnessed something terrifying. Not one superstar dominating, not 2 stars taking turns, but 3 elite offensive weapons operating in perfect synchronization, each one lethal enough to carry a franchise, now moving as a single, unstoppable force. The Los Angeles Lakers just dismantled the Dallas Mavericks in a high-octane shootout that wasn't supposed to be this easy. Dallas came ready. Their starters all reached double figures. They scored at will, hitting big shot after big shot, staying within striking distance the entire night. And it didn't matter. Because when you have LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and Austin Reaves all clicking simultaneously, you're not just winning games, you're rewriting the championship blueprint in real time. The final score doesn't tell the full story. The Lakers went 4-0 in NBA Cup group play, securing home court advantage for the quarterfinals. They've now won 6 straight games. They're 14-4 on the season. But forget the numbers for a second. What happened tonight in this offensive masterpiece reveals something far more dangerous than a hot shooting night. This was the unveiling of a big 3 that might be completely unguardable when they're all locked in.
Offense will be the story that we will talk about. The Lakers shooting 60% from the field, a season-high 18 threes. They shot over 51%, all starters in double figures.
Yeah, I mean, the Lakers, they shot the ball extremely well, Gita, as you mentioned.
Let those numbers burn into your memory. 60% from the field, 60%. A season-high 18 three-pointers at over 51% from deep. Every single starter in double figures. This wasn't just good shooting, this was offensive perfection against the team that came ready to fight. But here's what separates casual fans from basketball scholars. Dallas wasn't playing bad defense. The Mavericks came out aggressive, physical, engaged. They had their own offensive firepower humming, dropping points in bunches, staying right there every time the Lakers tried to pull away. This wasn't a blowout where one team quit. This was a legitimate shootout between 2 teams executing at an elite level, and the Lakers still found another gear when it mattered most.
But the Lakers played well. Austin Reaves. When you talk about the big 3, he was the big one tonight.
Yeah, he was.
Of course, Luka and LeBron made their contributions along with him.
Austin Reaves was the big one in a game featuring LeBron James and Luka Doncic. That statement right there should send shockwaves through the Western Conference. Think about what that means for opposing defenses. You can't just game plan to stop Luka anymore. You can't throw everything at LeBron and hope the role players miss, because Austin Reaves isn't a role player anymore. He's a legitimate 3rd star who can take over quarters, finish games, and punish any defensive attention you take away from the other 2. This is the nightmare scenario for playoff opponents. Traditional defensive schemes are built around containing the primary star, maybe limiting a second option, and living with what the 3rd and 4th guys give you. But what happens when your 3rd option is shooting the lights out, creating off the dribble, running actions like a point guard, and finishing like a 2 guard? You can't help off him. You can't switch a big onto him and live with the results. You can't blitz the other guys and leave him in space. He'll destroy you.
Just overall, for our team, those 2 guys, and LeBron as well, of course, you know, they're going to initiate, they're going to play off ball to get on ball, they're going to sometimes draw 2, you know, they blitz Luka behind half court on the first play of the game. And, you know, there's a responsibility there to make good decisions.
This is coaching at the highest level. Redick understands what most fans don't. Having 3 elite initiators isn't just about who scores the most points. It's about creating impossible defensive math problems. When Dallas blitzed Luka behind half court on the very first possession, they were sending a message. We're not letting you cook us and pick and roll all night. But here's the problem. When you send 2 to the ball against these Lakers, you're not playing 4-on-3. You're playing 4-on-2 in LeBron freaking James or 4-on-2 in Austin Reaves. That's championship-level offensive infrastructure. The responsibility Redick mentions, make good decisions, is what separates good teams from great ones. Any team can have talented players. Elite teams have talented players who understand how to manipulate defenses by making the simple, correct read. Skip pass, swing, attack closeouts, relocate. These aren't flashy plays, but they're what turn a good offense into an unstoppable one.
This was one of those games where your offense has to help your defense, and to come away from that game, we'll get the final numbers with essentially a 138 offensive rating against the #2 defense in the league, getting AD back.
A 138 offensive rating against the #2 defense in the NBA. Read that again and let it sink in. That's not a typo. That's not garbage time inflation. That's elite shot making combined with elite decision making against a legitimately great defensive team. This is the metric that matters when evaluating championship potential. Any team can score in transition or exploit a terrible defense, but can you generate elite offense against a locked-in, well-coached defensive unit? Tonight, the Lakers answer with a resounding yes. The phrase, "your offense has to help your defense," reveals deep basketball IQ from Redick. In a game where both teams are scoring efficiently, you can't just rely on getting stops. You have to score so efficiently and so relentlessly that the other team starts rushing, forcing, pressing. That's what championship offenses do. They put psychological pressure on the opponent by making scoring look effortless. Eventually, the other team starts hunting quick shots, turning the ball over, breaking their own defensive structure trying to match your pace.
I finally made some threes, so that was nice. Like you said, Luka draws so much attention. Bron's obviously Bron, and they are going to get the majority of attention. I kind of run around out there and find the open spot and make shots, hopefully make shots, and that's what I've done the last couple nights.
So you go 4-0 in group.
This quote is humility masking assassin mentality. I kind of run around out there and find the open spot. Sounds casual, almost dismissive of his own impact. But coaches and players know exactly what he's doing. He's not just standing in the corner waiting. He's reading defensive rotations in real time, identifying soft spots in the defense, relocating to pressure points, and making defenses pay instantly when they commit to helping on Luka or LeBron. That phrase, "finally made some threes," tells you everything about how he's been grinding through a shooting slump. Lesser players lose confidence, start hesitating, pass up open looks. Reeves kept shooting, kept trusting his process, and now the dam has broken. When a skilled player gets their confidence back and they're playing alongside two guys who command constant defensive attention, they become completely unguardable. This is textbook championship basketball. The stars create the advantage. The third scorer capitalizes ruthlessly. No hesitation, no conscience, just pure offensive execution.
I think, like JJ said at halftime, we've done a good job of problem solving during games when we have, runs that aren't great. Instead of breaking apart, we come together and figure it out, and that's what good teams do. You have to be able to problem solve on the fly. Coaching staff gets a lot of credit for that.
Problem solving on the fly. That's championship DNA right there. Any team can execute when everything is going right. Elite teams adjust when adversity hits. Dallas hit big shot after big shot tonight, staying within striking distance, even taking the lead at one point late. Lesser teams crack under that pressure. They start pointing fingers. They abandon the game plan. They panic. The Lakers didn't flinch. They stuck together, made adjustments, and executed when it mattered most. That's the difference between a team that wins regular season games and a team that wins championships. The ability to stay calm in chaos, trust the system, and find solutions in real time separates contenders from pretenders.
They got so many eyes on them. Obviously, they're our primary ball handlers, so they have so many eyes on them. They play a lot of our pick and roll offense. So a lot of times, they put two on the ball. If AR's handling the ball, if Luka's handling the ball, and then it's a numbers game. It's literally a numbers game for us. So
When LeBron James talks about basketball becoming literally a numbers game, he's explaining championship-level offensive philosophy in the simplest possible terms. This is 23 years of basketball wisdom distilled into one concept. If they send two to the ball, we have a 4-on-3 advantage somewhere. Execute that advantage and you score every time. But here's the sophisticated part most fans miss. Recognizing the advantage is only step one. Actually exploiting it requires movement, timing, passing, spacing, and shooting. The Lakers have all 5 elements humming right now. LeBron cutting through the 45-degree angle, Reeves relocating the corners and wings, Luka rejecting screens and creating angles. Everyone is a threat to score, pass, or attack. That's impossible to defend consistently. The fact that LeBron is embracing this off-ball role in year 23 reveals his championship mentality. He doesn't need the ball in his hands every possession to impact winning. He's become the ultimate connector, cutting, spotting up, crashing, screening, doing all the little things that create advantages for others while staying ready to punish any defensive lapse. Redick is keeping his team grounded, and that's exactly what a championship coach does. Yes, they're 14-4. Yes, they just went undefeated in group play. Yes, they've won 6 straight, but the grind doesn't stop. Phoenix is coming in hot, playing elite basketball. The road trip ahead is brutal. This team can't afford to rest on their accomplishments. Here's what makes this Lakers team dangerous. They're building championship habits right now. They're 10-1 against teams below 500. They're not overlooking anybody. They're not playing down to competition. They're building the killer instinct that championship teams possess, the mentality that every game matters, every win counts, every opportunity to build momentum is precious. The bench only scored 10 points tonight and they still won. That's simultaneously encouraging and concerning. Encouraging because it shows the starting unit is championship caliber. Concerning because you can't win a title riding 5 guys into the ground every night. But with AD back healthy, with this offensive rhythm established, the Lakers have time to integrate bench contributors into this system. The Lakers just sent a message to the entire NBA. When LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and Austin Reaves are all clicking, they might be completely unguardable. Not just hard to stop, not just difficult to contain, actually unguardable. Pick your poison. You're getting scored on. This is what the Big Three was supposed to look like. Not 3 guys taking turns, not 3 stars competing for shots. 3 elite offensive players operating in perfect harmony, making the simple read, trusting each other, and destroying any defensive coverage you throw at them. OKC still looms as the Western Conference monster. The road ahead is brutal, but these Lakers are clicking at the perfect time, building chemistry, stacking wins, and proving they belong in the championship conversation. The question isn't whether they can beat bad teams anymore. The question is, can anyone stop this 3-headed monster when April rolls around? Drop your predictions in the comments. Can anyone in the West stop this Lakers Big Three when they're all firing? Are we watching a championship team take shape right before our eyes? Smash that like button and subscribe for more championship-level basketball breakdowns. The Lakers are coming, and the rest of the NBA better be ready.